Right, welcome back. This week, stepping aside from the painting, I'm still carrying on with it behind the scenes. I've still got a lot of work to do on the frame, even though it's been primed. As I said in the previous video, there's a lot of dirt and dust in it, so that needs some more work. The other parts are basically dry. I'm going to leave them a little bit longer just to hang. But this week, cracking on with other jobs that need doing. If you remember, we disassembled the forks not long ago. They're in a bit of a state. All the parts have turned up to basically rebuild them. So the fork springs, gone with the dust caps. I'm not going with the gaiters. New fork seals. If you remember, the bolt that fits in the end here, that screws through that hole and holds this rod in place. One of them sheared and I had to drill it out, so I've got two new ones. And also, if possible, these studs, if I can get them out. Ordered 4 new studs, which, if you remember, on this one, it's actually sheared off. So today's job will be strip these down, give them a good clean up, get the retaining ring out, which on the other fork leg is rusted solid. Then I can remove this metal washer, then get the fork tube out, the fork seal out, and then give this a clean round, and then actually start cleaning these up. Some marking there, which I should be able to sand out. So that's the job for today. We'll start with one leg and then we'll move on to the next leg. So that's one of the fork legs. So that's the one with the broken stud, which I need to get out. So I've soaked that in penetrating fluid. Also, that's part of the stud from the front mudguard that snapped off. That needs to be drilled out. All these parts need to be cleaned up. This fork leg, for a lower fork leg, I'm going to actually polish up. The thing I need to look for is the bottom cap that fits over the top. As I said in the video where I took these apart, I've kept these separate. Don't mix them up. The inners cannot go in the other side. They have to remain, because that's how they've been bedded in. That's what I read in the manual, so that's what I'm going to go ahead with. So I've kept these separate. This one not too bad. If I can get the studs out, great. The hole for the front mudguard is fine. There is some damage. I may be able to get that out. And again, clean up all the inners. And there's all my new parts. Right, so the first job will be, as I've left these soaking. You can actually see in there, there's a metal retaining clip. There's the gap between. So I've soaked these in penetrating fluid. This one I've managed to loosen up. So that's the retaining ring. Next is metal spacer. I'll clean that up. So everything will be cleaned inside and out. Right, so the next job is just to get this fork seal out, which looks like that's stuck as well. Right, finally got it out. That was fun to get out. As I say, not ever having done this before, I'm referring to the manual, and the manual just said prise out, and that's it. So that's the first one out. That's just fit for the bin. So now I need to clean all the surface up and clean up this fork leg. I've managed to find the actual lower caps, so I can get them cleaned up. Right, so that's both fork seals out. So I love the description in the manual where it just says prise them out. Doesn't help when you're a first timer. So next job to do is give these outer bottom stanchions a good clean up. So I'm just going to hit this with some wet and dry, smooth it all down, and then join me when it's going under the polishing wheel. Right, I've started doing a bit of polishing just to bring you back quickly. That's been rubbed down now to a 1500. As you remember, the bottom cap fits there, state of those. First one is done. So you can see the difference. That's taken a while to get done. As I said, this has been done to 1500. I've done the top section. So you can clearly see the difference. I've just got the rest of it to go. That's taken quite some time to get that to that finish. I'd say pleased with that one compared with that. So I'm going to crack on, get the rest of this done, and hopefully it should come out as good as that. Alright, so there you go, there's the finished lower stanchion. So I've only gone to a 1500 grit, wet and dry. I haven't taken this down any further. I didn't really want a mirror finish, just a polished, if that makes sense. So compared with what I started with, obviously this one needs some work. Yeah, this one needs some work. This will be rubbed down again. Probably start off with a 6 or an 800 to try and get these scratches out. I don't know if that one will come because that's quite deep. And then that's literally up to a 1500 grit, as I said. So it's got a nice clean, polished but not mirrored. The only other bit to do is the top cap. So I'll get that done and then we'll start rebuilding this leg. The other leg's probably going to take me some time. So state of that, and obviously the damage in this one. So let me get this done and then we'll rebuild this leg. Right, so I gave that a quick clean up, didn't come up as good as I expected it to. But not too bad considering its age. Right, so I got the new fork seal, new dust seal. I don't have a fork seal driver, so I'm going to have to use a big socket and the new bolt which will screw into the bottom of that rod. So pleased with how the fork legs come up. So it'll get another clean before it goes actually, well, when it's actually on the bike. So the first thing is the fork seal. Right, so the fork seal's in the end. Just going to use the socket. And just gently tap that down. As you can see, starting to go. That just needs to sink down. If you can see in there to the lip. Right, so that's tapped in. As you can see, the lip. Holds the washer. Now we need to install the new clip. There we go, that just pops in. Alright, now with the stanchion, so the actual fork tube are actually in quite good condition. That's the end where that fits through. As you can see, that end's got the screw thread, which will take the main top cap. So next job is refit the actual plunger. So the damper rod's in, we need to install the circlip. Right, so the circlip's back in. And then the end cap. So next thing, right, and with any luck, that bolt fits in there and should grab the bottom of the stanchion. So all that's left is the cap that goes on top of the fork spring and the top cap. So according to the manual, thread locker on that. Start screwing that in, hope that takes. And then torque it down to, I believe the manual said 20 to 26 Newton meters. So that's the next job. Right, so thread lock's on. Let's see if that's actually taken. And then just tighten that up. So join me again when I've got that tight and we'll torque it in. Right, I've got that screw in so far. I think what I'm going to do is actually fit the spring. Just put the cap on loose to push it down, and then I should be able to get a bit more height on it. Alright, so that's the new springs, gone with progressive. So let's loosely put that in. Right, having fun with this still. I still can't get it to actually go together. So what I've actually done, this was the old spring. This is the new spring. Visibly shorter by probably an inch or maybe more. About 1.25 inches. Actual difference. So for now I'm going to put the old ones back in and I have a call with Hagon on Monday. So I'm just going to put this together loosely and see how this works. Obviously there's no oil in it. Install the screw, the Allen key at the bottom, Allen screw at the bottom. So I'm not going to torque that down as yet. Right, so that would be, in theory, the finished article. So I've still got the studs to do. I've just left that cap in just a couple of turns. I know, very strange. I mean, it's even marked up. Kawasaki Z650B, 77, 79, 15 weight, 140 air gap. But visibly an inch and a quarter longer. So I'm going to have to leave that and revisit. I say I've still got the other one to do, but obviously I need to get these fork springs sorted first. So I'll return to this hopefully in the next episode. Right, so thanks for joining me on that one. As I say, this is a bit of a strange one. As I say, I'll speak to Hagon on Monday. Obviously the only thing I'm worried about is obviously Hagon have been doing fork springs for years. It's highly unlikely they get it wrong. It might have been boxed up wrong, I don't know, but I will double check with them. The thing I'm worried about is if these forks are off another bike, which is a thought that has entered my head. But then all the internals seem to be matching up, unless they're maybe forks off a later, I say, because the dust seal and the fork seal are all the same size. So I really don't know. Well, it's got the number 6 and 2 and D and B on that one. Same on that one, 6, 2, D and B. So I will check that out. As I say, I'll make a phone call to Hagon and see what they've got to say. Also do some research of my own to make sure that I've actually got the right forks and that the forks weren't replaced. I mean, it's a 40-year-old bike. So unsure on that one. But it's a shame because everything came together. I say this will need another clean now. But everything came together well, so another learning process. Obviously I haven't put fork oil in it because I don't want to put any oil in it yet, because I need to find out what's going on first. So hopefully by the next episode I should have an answer, and I'll let you all know of whether A, the fork springs were wrongly boxed, or B, I've got the different forks. As I say, 1 1/4 inch is quite a gap on that spring, so. But hopefully I'll update you in the next episode. The paint hopefully should have dried, well, would have definitely dried by then, so I'll show you the results of the paint. And hopefully I can get the other fork leg back together. But as I say, keep the comments coming, keep the feedback coming. It's absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate all the feedback I get. It is outstanding. It's brilliant. I really like it. You know, some really good questions. I help where I can. If I can't, I'll try and point you in the right direction. As I say, I'm learning as I go. I don't know everything, so. But as I say, I help you where I can. Subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, so please like and subscribe. It is important to me. It is important to my channel. As I say, the channel is growing, and I can't emphasise enough the support I get. It's fantastic. Links to other videos top left and top right, and join me again next time. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.